Hello and welcome to episode 4 of our Timberborn Update 5 Iron Teeth Mega Build playthrough, here at the very end of Cycle 7, Day 1. It's currently dark in-game, but sun will come up pretty soon on Day 2, and we're going to get started with everything that we missed last time, and recovering from the remnants of our little mini-famine inspired by my inability to take care of the beavers properly. So, in the vein of that, among other things, somebody wrote a poem in the comment section of the last video that I thought was incredible, so I wanted to make sure I recognize them. It's user Armux, and I will go ahead and read it to you now. You'll see the text on screen. This aching hunger rends my soul. We are all out of food. I cannot work. By hand nor tooth, a beaver's lot is cruel. A malediction, this lack of power to secure food, its cure. The more I work, the more I hunger. A twist of irony, for sure. To ease another's hunger pains, a farmer does their best, but there is not a guarantee when he himself can rest. Pretty good, huh? I like that a lot. But anyway, a fitting reward for our recovery from the little food crisis here. And speaking of crises, if you watched the other series with the folktales, you'll remember that the irrigation got super nerfed. And I was expecting that to be a problem here, but you can't really tell until you zoom in that these are now completely, well, they're not completely dry, but they're dry-ish. We're going to fix that today. We've got a couple other things to take care of as well. But I actually thought this was going to be much worse than it was. I was expecting to see this entire middle section just completely devoid of any irrigation whatsoever. But we'll take care of that. I did have to reinstall the mods that we were working with because that update broke all of them. That's why this episode's a day late, but we're all good to go. Everything's back. I've tested. I did have to reposition the time-lapse cameras, so that's going to be a little bit funky, but we'll be fine. All right, other things we want to take care of today. We're going to check and make sure that all the stuff in the game itself is functioning correctly as far as mods are concerned. We're going to fix a couple of employment things and all that. But let's go ahead and pause real quick and check these guys. Our automated floodgates set to advanced here. They are still hooked up to this stream gauge, and they still have a 1% contamination threshold to completely shut. But there is no, I don't know why this isn't checked. So we'll just check that back again. When the low contamination threshold gets down to 0, then those will open back up. We'll do that for all of these. If I can remember where the thing is to click correctly. And then there's 2 more right here. Alright, so that should be good to go. And as we continue expanding down here and all other corners of the map, we will do the same with all the other floodgates. But speaking of right here, if we turn on our clear water thing, we have a bunch of space that is never going to get flooded with bad water because of how these gates are set up. And I think it would be smart for us to grow mangrove trees down here. That was a comment suggestion in the last video as well. So, well, of course, we can't do that yet because we don't have any foresters, but we can go ahead and unlock those because we're going to use this as tree farms anyway, right? So it just makes sense for us to come in here with, well, this guy probably, because of how this is set up, is going to end up having to be a, I don't know, just kind of something in the middle here. So that's what we'll do. Stick that guy right there, and we'll put coming out like so, staircase right there. And then I'm actually, because of the fact that this is never going to be, hopefully, never going to be infected with the bad water, I kind of want to put another staircase here, but I think for the time being, we'll just have this connected like so. And that should be okay. Now, based on how the land is irrigated here, I don't think we're going to have any problems with anything drying out during droughts. It's also only 9 days because it is a normal mode playthrough. So, they put that forester there. That will allow them to plant all of these as mangroves, which we definitely want to see. And then once they've cut down all of these pines, we will replant everything down here as oaks. And I think what we're going to want to do long term I'm going to get rid of this, since these are all empty. We are going to want to have bridges going across here. We haven't really unlocked any of those yet, but if we take a look, I believe if we have 2 5x, yeah, 2 5x will work just fine there. We obviously don't have those right now, so that's okay. But I will put our large industrial pile back here where it belongs. And we will do the same over here once we have everything taken care of. But that's going to be kind of our little prototype thing here, is having a pile here, and then I think, I mean, I didn't measure the distance between these, so it could possibly not be in the correct spot, but let's just go ahead. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that works out okay, but what I'm going to do, why did you delete it? You already built it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to build that there. And then I'm going to move that one. I have to get used to this, splitting that. We're going to move that over one more. Because now the long side is on this side, which means I can get away with putting in these guys right here. And that will work quite nicely. We'll put in a tooth grindstone on that side. And 2 of these guys should be able to keep up with oak trees here. So that is what we're going to do with that. Take care of that guy out of there. And that should be good to go. And that'll be a nice little, I guess, prototype design for what we have going on. Alright, so last time we also put in this smelter, making metal blocks very slowly, I might add, but we are making them. And since we're already down here, somebody left a comment saying, hey, you forgot to cut down these 3 trees. So we're going to mark those as well. Good to keep abreast of all of those things. So let's just make sure we have everything marked that we're supposed to have marked here. And then I think we'll be good to go. So they're going to take care of that. That'll be a long-term thing to get done. And of course we will continue expanding this way as we reach other parts of the map. But for right now, everything seems to be fine. And something else people brought up was that the deep water pumps on this side of the water wheels are actually lowering the amount of water that goes through the wheels. Not that that's really that huge of a problem right now, but eventually we are going to want to relocate these, and that'll be a-okay. Other than that, I did say I was going to put a 4th farmhouse in here, which I have not yet done. So let's go ahead and do that. I will stick this guy right here. We are growing a pretty good amount of soybeans, growing some canola, we are growing some cassava, and we have our kohlrabis over here that will probably all die the next time we get a bad tide. But they're not our primary focus in terms of food, so I think that's going to be okay. Alright, so that pretty much addresses everything that I had written down for our last episode concerns. So I think we're going to be in good shape now to go ahead and continue on with everything else. Which, of course, I would love to continue building down over here, but we don't have the beaver resources for that quite yet. We are in need of some additional beavers. So, easy way to accomplish something to that degree is to increase the well-being, which we have not really done much of at all. In fact, almost none of this. So we can do things a little bit. If I could figure out where to put these campfires, it would actually make sense. I mean, I guess if this is all going to be, I guess, poisoned land anyway, we might as well go ahead and put a couple of these in. I don't have anywhere to put a rooftop terrace, at least not quite yet. But we are getting to the point now where we need some more barracks. We don't really have the resources to do them exactly where I wanted. At least not yet, but I feel like we probably should start going in that direction at some point today. We'll see what happens. And I did mention at the beginning of the episode our issue with the new water dump mechanics. But right now it doesn't seem to be a problem. Everything is still technically irrigated, but I will want to fix this eventually once we have explosives and everything. Speaking of, we still can't research it quite yet because we don't have enough science. But once we have bad water pumped, then we're going to definitely want to take advantage of explosives. I did build this one. I'm going to unpause this when a bad tide starts and pause when a temperate starts, just so we can have that nice and automated. These guys, the deep water pumps, are already set to the opposite, so they should be good to go. Yep, everything is looking pretty nice. And they have started planting our mangroves right here. So that's something to be happy about, I suppose. And there's one other piece to the puzzle for this before we can super celebrate everything that's going on, and that is, as this drains out during a drought, this water will all go away until we have this blocked off with a dam. So that's what we're going to do. Going to put in 2 right here. That will keep the water level a little bit higher, but will not impede the flow of water out. It'll just raise this a little bit, and then, of course, once the water stops coming in from up here, that will stop being a problem. All right, so we're also going to want to go ahead and get that done on this side as well. They obviously can't reach this yet, so let's give them a little bit of a hand with path here, and that should be doable. They'll get ready to go on that, hopefully without any issue. Okay, so no power here because the water hasn't had a chance to flow out of here again since they're in the process of building these. But once that's taken care of, there won't be any issues, and it'll just be business as usual. And we're making metal blocks. We have storage here for logs, storage here for scrap metal. We don't have storage for metal blocks themselves. So I think what we're going to want to do is, since this is already here, let's change this. Yeah, let's change this one to metal, because there's going to be logs right there, and we're not going to have any issues putting in a little bridge right there. So that'll be a-okay. And now we're turning again. So that'll catch up after a little bit here. Hopefully. I'm not just an idiot. See, I find it hard to believe that this is going to be completely unusable here. So what's up with that, huh? There's water coming in this way. It should be rotating. This should not be an issue. Alright, so maybe this does have to actually be a floodgate that we just automate. That's unfortunate. I think that's going to be what it has to be. Well, I'm going to leave the dams over here so we can force all the water through here and make more power. Yeah, because these guys are definitely going to want to keep track of all that stuff. They still haven't cut these trees down, so I guess... Oh, this is still kind of far away. Maybe they'll get to it. Okay, so that's going to be... Nope, I clicked the wrong one. Yeah, grab all those extra pieces there. So what this is going to do is, I suppose... Got drought and bad tide controls. Maybe this should just be set to 0.5 at all times. Because the dam is technically 0.6, I think. Or 0.66 or whatever. Well, let's see what happens when they put this in. Okay. Yeah, so that just completely completely ruins the power. So let's send that back down to 0, 0. Bad tide starts. I guess we'll set the height to 1. Bad tide ends. Height goes down to 0. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. Because during a drought and a bad tide, this area will not be receiving any new water, so we want that to close so it doesn't drain. Well, that'll have to work for now. We will just see what happens. Okay, oak trees, oak trees, oak trees. I'm going to leave a space for a path, should we need it. And we'll get them to plant all of these, and then we can come back later with some others as time goes by. But this is working quite nicely now. Planks-wise, we're about to run out of space. Got planks there, got logs there, got more logs there, more logs there. So what I'm going to do... I don't have extra beavers. I wish I did. But we have so many beavers right now that are... well, actually, we got 5 homeless beavers. We have so many that aren't working jobs. Or I guess we have so many jobs that don't have beavers, to be specifically correct. Campfire, I guess, is doing something, but it's not giving us a whole lot of juice here. It seems like our best gains can be made with food, like they normally are, but most of this stuff is going to take a cycle or two to set up. So I think if we want more beavers, we're just going to have to put more of these breeding pods in. So let's find another spot for some of those. I guess for right now, we'll just start off with 2 more right here. I'm not going to go straight to 4 because that would be absolute lunacy. But we'll see what happens with that. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead. A couple people mentioned this. There's no transportation between sides of the river in the middle, so that's going to be an easy problem to fix right there. We'll just do all of these actually. Would not be a bad choice to get those done. Yes, we just want to make sure we are prepared. Put those in. And that should improve our mobility substantially. Plus, it's an easy, quick thing to do. Okay, so that's taken care of. How are we looking? Tree planting, looking good. These are already growing, looking quite nice indeed. So you might be asking, where are the gatherer flags? And we have not built those yet. But what I probably should do is actually take this guy out, this tooth grindstone, or take one of these lumberjack flags out and place a gatherer flag instead. Because right now this guy can almost reach all of that. If I put this guy here, which I think I might as well just go ahead and do, he can reach all of it. And you know the tooth grindstone can almost literally go anywhere. So we might as well not take up valuable space for that. Instead, we can put the tooth grindstone over here, since there's really no reason not to have something like that over here. Put that guy right there, and then, oh, medical bed. There we go. That's a nice way to fill some space. And now this is ready to gather all of our mangrove fruits, which aren't going to be appearing for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this so we don't waste a beaver. And these lumberjack flags, since there's nobody here, I'm going to pause those as well. Or there's no trees to cut, rather. So speaking of, okay, Bootless Opossum is dutifully working over here, getting trees cut down. But let's check the rest of our lumberjack flags, because I'm not so sure there's really much of anything left for them to be doing. Okay, well, I guess there's something over here. This guy, I don't know. Okay, there's still a little bit. Could definitely have some more to do, but I don't think we need to be worried about that necessarily. These guys, I mean, they're still doing something. But for right now, I don't think we need to be worried so much about it. I'm going to pause one of these so we can have a beaver go and do something else. So we'll see how that is going to be working. Yep, this is looking pretty good. Metal is slowly going up. Scrap metal, well, all of that's pretty self-contained down here. That's fine. Fermented soybeans are not really being deposited down there, but I also don't think I have it set for them to want to do that, because I don't have them prioritized by haulers yet. So that means the fermenter guys are coming down here. We don't want that. But we do have, we've got 342, so I think I can set these to obtain and still be okay. In terms of other foodstuffs, Bad Tide, there's our graphic again. If you're not watching the other series, that was one of the changes they made in the most recent update. And I think that's quite nice. So since the Bad Tide is coming, let's take a second, pause, and evaluate how things are looking here. When the Bad Tide comes, these kohlrabis are going to die. They are most of the way to a harvest. So what I'm going to do to save ourselves some anguish here, I'm going to unplant. I'm not going to delete them, but I'm going to unplant these so they don't get replanted. And I think these are also going to die when the Bad Tide comes in until we can get our hands on these irrigation barriers, because we don't have the treated planks yet. But once we do, we're going to want to put those probably all the way down here and then expand our little pool thing in the middle. So I think the idea behind that we've been discussing in the comments and in the various Discord channels, etc., is since the Iron Teeth have the swimming pool, there it is. That is a 3x3 hole. It's a 4x3 asset because it has to have the thing on the shore. But I want to incorporate these swimming pools and other things of similar size into these new irrigation things. So what we're going to do, since we have are about to have access to bad water, when we get there, I'm going to unlock the explosives factory. We also are going to have people come in here to the inventors, but we'll take care of that. We're going to unlock the explosives factory, and then I'm going to remove the fluid dump, and I'm going to blast this down first so there's some water contained in it. And then once that's done, then we'll get rid of the levees. We'll let everything take care of itself that way, and then we will slowly expand this. We'll take some of our growing area out. This will be a 3x3, and then we'll have around the outside other stuff, because the swimming pool is going to take some space. But I don't know if I want to put a swimming pool here just because this is farmland. So maybe what we do instead is just have this be a 3x3 hole. Over one corner goes the water dump, put a farmhouse on another side, and then figure out some other stuff. It'll be nice. But the rest of these, with the forest and stuff, I think we can turn this, especially because, at least for right now, this one is kind of where they live. We can make some recreation out of this. So that'll be fun. I just want to make sure, and I know there's no reason for me to be paranoid about this, but I'm going to choose to be anyway. Just make sure these are set with the correct contamination threshold, because we don't want to lose all of our hard work here. These are looking fine. And then these last two. Yep. That's all good. So we'll unpause. We'll let that get back going. This is also going to flood with bad water here. And because these are sitting in good water, I'm hoping it doesn't kill them. But the influence of the bad water is still possibly going to come about as far in as here. We'll see what happens. I honestly don't know. But that will be interesting to see. Obviously, like I've been saying, as soon as we have our wood workshop, we're going to come in here and we're going to put our irrigation barriers, and we'll have to manually irrigate all of this stuff. But that will be a-okay. I think we'll be fine. So actually, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and unplant these 5 rows and these 5 rows, because if we need to get in here to put roads so we can put in any pools or anything, we don't want to be getting rid of trees. We can always add more trees later, and we have 1,000 in storage, so it's not like we really need them right this second. So we have 29 metal blocks. Remember that this is all all this flow is going to stop. I don't have enough beavers to run all of this, which is why I haven't built any more of these, but we are going to want to at some point take care of that. But for the time being, seems like we are doing pretty okay. I mean, we have 1,100 food, we have 1,100 water. No real complaints there. Our deep bad water pump is probably going to need a friend here, just so we can get as much as we can. And since we don't have the large tank, I am going to go ahead and put another one of these in, set that to bad water. Because for right now, until we can get to the corner of the map, the toxic outlands, if you will, to borrow a term from myself, we're going to want to have as much up here as we can. I don't know how long the bad tide's going to be. Cycle 7, it probably isn't going to be super long. I would expect at least 4 days, maybe 5. So we're definitely going to want to take that into account. So this is going to unpause when the bad tide starts. I'll send those beavers to go do other stuff. Not like there's really that much for them to do in the first place. You know, outside of inventing. So just for right now, we'll send those guys to the inventor huts. Once again, asking for the ability to mute individual building sounds, please and thank you. Those guys seem to be doing okay. We've got 2 more of these. Should be popping out some beavers here real quick. Looks like we're going to get 3 at the same time. Alright, well that's okay. We need to build some additional barracks, which we have a couple options for. We can either research the large barracks, and I can start building our little wall of stuff here, or we can look into researching other things. But right now we're about to get the bad tide, so let's enjoy this process here. Oh yeah, look at all that red. That is... oh, you know what I forgot? Oh yeah. Yeah, when oh jeez. When the bad tide comes, all the irrigation goes away because this is all now bad water. So this entire corner, and this entire corner, even though the bad water stops here, this is now no longer irrigated. And all of these are going to die. Okay. So, all right, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to harvest all of our canola. Oh, because this is all about to be super dead. We're not going to be able to save any of this. Okay. Yep. This is a disaster. At least the berry bushes won't die. But yeah, these guys better get in here and harvest all this stuff. I think the canola is actually... oh, that's full storage. That's fine. Okay, so soybeans. Nope, they're all dead. Okay. That is... Yep. Okay, do I have... yeah, we're unlocking the explosives factory immediately. And I'm not going to be able to put this here. Okay, good. That killed about as much as I thought it would. That's really unfortunate. Oh well. Nothing we can do about it now. Let's find ourselves a spot here. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these power wheels. And I'm going to put the explosives factory, say, right here. There we go. Let's immediately prioritize that, please. Yeah, get a beaver working in there immediately because, yeah, we got some problems here. I should not have gotten rid of those stairs. I need to drop the dynamite down here. All right. All right, so I get to rebuild the stairs again like an idiot. Oh, no, I forgot you have to research dynamite. Jeez. So that's fun. So I can make explosives, but I can't plant them. Okay, well, man, now I gotta Now I gotta fix my problems here. This is, yeah, this is not great. So how am I gonna get away with this? I'll just put those two additional ones right here, and then I will put in a third next to it. There we go. Let's get this science. Let's get this science going. It does look like I was right though with the 4-day bad tide. That's okay. Glad to be correct on that. Put in 6 more of these because why not? Especially if these things are all looking okay for right now. I could pause 2 of those farmhouses, get these guys in here doing research for us at lightning speed. So we're about to have a full storage of 600 bad water here in a little bit. Once they get all finished with that, we're going to need to have some more storage for our explosives, which I guess for right now I will just continue building over here. That's fine. We'll get this all sorted in due time. Okay, that guy is going to be... I guess it doesn't really matter. Shouldn't really matter, at least. Well, for the benefit of the beavers, I think it's probably going to be smart for us to go ahead and store additional food. I don't have a storage for raw cassava, but I also don't need it. This doesn't have any storage. Raw soybeans. Yeah, we'll do that. That's a very annoying crop to keep there. So this is almost... Oh, are we... Seriously? I need the 1 more metal block. Alright. Well, you know what that means. It means it's time for the power wheel once again. Yeah, they'll get that taken care of, hopefully. Hopefully. Just make me my 1 more little bit of metal here. And then we also need to get this centrifuge going so we can actually make extract to make deeper explosions, excuse me. All right, so that's incredibly dumb what's happening down there. Let's just pay no attention to that. And another, I guess we could say, fun thing about this update is that the single cubes of water, it just almost immediately evaporate. When I say fun, I mean extremely not fun. But you know how it goes. That's just it. That's the way it works. So 0.9 days. We're about to get all of this back, which is why I didn't worry about the trees. But yeah, we want to make sure that this area around here is not planted. I'm going to unplant actually a 2-block radius. We're going to get rid of these. Yeah, we're going to get rid of all of that, because this is about to all be blown up. Well, the 3x3 area at least will be blown up. We'll put a farmhouse and a water dump on top of this, and then see what else ends up working. But I've got to have explosives first. I don't have the bad water quite yet. They're working on that still. But we managed to harvest 453 bad water in this specific bad tide. So, you know, I'll take it. It works. Can't really be too upset about that. And now the bad tide is over. Cycle 8 begins. I love this little graphic. This is nice. So they're going to start replanting. And I still have these guys all doing research, but I think we can turn these back down to minimum. Just so we can, you know, continue to accomplish things here. I will leave those 3 down. Okay, so I'm obviously in no place to be doing double and triple dynamite, but I will go ahead and start doing the single dynamite. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do multiples of these. I'm going to want this to be 2 blocks deep, just so we have a little bit of insurance. Well, that's a fun sound. So we'll blow that up again, and then we'll put this middle bit down. And then what we're going to do with that, like I was saying, is we're going to have stuff on top of this. And then around the outside, just for the sake of stuff looking nice, I will put this whole thing here. Just this little ring. And I guess if we really want to be fun with it, we could put in. Yeah, why don't we just go ahead and just do that? Just get rid of these things. Oh, you could have harvested those berries. We have 400. We're okay. Yep, that'll work quite nicely there. And hey, look, that is going to be really nice once everything else is taken care of. So here we go, working on this. I have to remember to pause this. Stop wasting beaver labor. So everything is looking okay. Waiting on that still. Yeah, that's probably going to be fine. I will blow that up, though, just because I can. So what I'm going to do here is the doorway for the farmhouse. Yes, okay. I will put that there, and the reason I'm putting that there is so I can put our water dump over the hole, like so. And then the door to the farmhouse will be here. You just got to make sure they put all these explosives in place where they're supposed to go. So that's going to start dumping, and we should have, hopefully, a 3x3 that can irrigate most of this during a bad tide or a drought. Alright, so that one just needs one more. And then once that's in place, we'll fill these with double platforms. Farmhouse will go here, and then on the back side, we're going to have space for some other storage or other things as we deem necessary. Just platform completely over that. And a farmhouse here. That's going to look pretty nice. I'm not going to ever put 2 farmhouses in the middle, but that is going to remove this guy. So we'll have a little bit more planting space. Kind of, technically. And on the back side, since we have our berries, I figured we would put a gatherer flag here. And then we've got room to either do some well-being, or we could possibly put in a couple of other interesting, convenient things, decorations, or we could just say, hey, here's going to be some warehouses. Have one for berries, if I can remember where berries are. There we go, as a supply. And then one of these maybe for one of the crops we're growing here as a supply that we don't already have storage for. So maybe maybe cassava as a supply. Anyway, this is now a pretty reasonably optimized 3x3 thing. And for the benefit of beavers, if we felt so inclined, we could research other things to build on top of these. That's going to work just fine. That's going to be a harvest building. And right here, we can plant some more soybeans, because you know we're going to need some more of those. All right. I think we can be pretty happy with that. So now what I'm going to do here, since I have the stairs that I have not removed yet, actually I want to see how fast this evaporates. It's probably really, really quick. My God, is it seriously that fast? I can see it moving. You can see how fast this is going. That is diabolical. Well, that's all going to be gone pretty soon anyway. So I guess now we can pretty safely get rid of that. That is unfortunate. This whole thing here needs to be cut, removed. Yep. I think some of these little ones here can just be ripped out like that. Yeah, hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this is something that is usable. I think it's going to be nice. But now, see how fast we get ourselves into, not technically food trouble, but in a little bit of maybe danger here. We really, really want to make sure, as soon as we can, reasonably, get to this irrigation barrier. But we still need to have 800 science to get the wood workshop unlocked. We don't even have the tapper shack unlocked either to get the pine resin, so it's definitely going to be a little bit of the ways off. So for right now, we're just not going to plant anything right here. Fortunately, kohlrabis are pretty irrelevant food once you start making other things. So I'm not going to lose sleep over this. I think it's going to be just fine. But we definitely need to have some more beavers coming in here. Just need to make sure that we are keeping up with everything here. So I will add... You know what, let's go for broke. Let's add 4 more. So we're going to have a total of 10 of these. We have the water, and we do have the capacity to generate enough food for these guys. We just have to not lose half the crop every time. So we will do our best with that. And make sure we have this set up properly. So in the middle of this one, for right now, since we're not building on this, I am going to start growing trees here. So we're going to put a forester and a couple other things on this one once we get to it. Alright, so that's going to go there. And since we're already here, I will go ahead and put that double platform right there. Come back and check on that in a little bit. How are we looking down here? Still pretty good. Making metal. We've already gone through half of our bad water. Food is gonna catch up eventually. Now canola seeds. This does not need to be a lower priority job. Who can I deprioritize? Who's not already deprioritized? Water-wise, I'm actually going to pause those 2 pumps so we're not pumping out from behind. Why is this one not going? Oh, you know what? We have these wooden stairs going directly down into the bad water. Let's not do that. Somebody left a comment about that, and I was trying to remember where that was that we had stairs going down. But now we found it, so that's fine. Okay, this is ready? Yes. Yeah, let's put these 2 highs here. And then forester-wise, I believe this guy should be able to reach... Oh, not quite. So let's put him on... Yeah, let's put him on the backside here. That'll work. And then, obviously, I'm going to have to find a place to put the dump. Not like it really matters, but since they haven't built this one yet, I will... Oh, no, that's the one that... Okay, nope. Sorry. That's a little unfortunate, but that's fine. We'll put that there, and then on the back side here, we can put in 2 lumberjack flags, and then in the middle, there we go, tooth grindstone. And that will move this guy instead out of there, and then now that we have a forester, I can actually fully mark this entire thing for cutting, and we can start replanting with the oak trees once everything else gets taken care of. Oh, and that can go away too. Alright, so that's 2 of these taken care of, looking nice. Oak-wise, we know that, what is this, 6 tiles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tiles in is where everything dies, but it's not going to die in the corner. So we want to avoid planting anything, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, until here. And at that point, 1, 2, 3, I guess I could count blank tiles, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So everything inside of this, we will plant as oak trees. Now, not to worry about our pine resin situation. We have this is all completely pines up here, that is a-okay. This will give them something to do to plant here. And we're going to have to start having our beavers actually housed somewhere. So, this is my my idea here. We don't have enough explosives yet to actually make this any deeper. But I think underneath where the lodges are, it's going to be fine. If I do, got 3, going to leave space on the side, but we'll do 1 here, and then we'll do 3 for 1 lodge, or barracks, I'm sorry, in the Iron Teeth language. 2, 3. Now, I'm not going to do all of these because that's a ton of wood. But we'll leave space for a path here. Just have that go all the way across. I'm not going to worry about any suspension bridges or anything quite yet. But we can do that. Have this path go all the way here. And then I'll come in and we're going to unlock our large barracks. Well, maybe not quite yet, but that is what's going to go here. And then I will just stack these. That way we don't lose any of our plantable spaces here. And we're going to, of course, remove these and stick them over here. But we'll see what happens when we get to that part. Bad tide. All right. All right. That's what I like to see. Oh, this definitely does not need to be... Okay, no. I should not have planted that there. This needs to be a... what do you call it? In fact, let's keep our thing we had going earlier, and just well, if I don't replant it, they can just cut it down. I don't have to destroy the tree. We don't need the path yet, but I do want to make sure we're having a nice access here. Yeah, so if they can just come get rid of that, there we go. There we go. Get that thing out of here. Excellent. So that's a good step there. I'm not as worried about this up here because, well, trees are going to survive. At least, I think these pine trees should survive. Well, there's also some pine trees down here that won't die, and we'll be able to come extract from if we make too many mistakes. But let's take stock here. Just pause real quick. We're almost at the end of this episode. We're going to go to the start of the bad tide and then say goodbye then. But these poor mangroves are going to die again. That's a problem we're going to solve when we get our irrigation thing. So for right now, I think this is just going to be kind of a tree graveyard. So what I might actually do, since these are going to continuously die, I might just go ahead and mark those for cutting as well. So these guys can at least make some use of the wood if they're going to continually grow and die. So that's going to be fine. There was another thing I was going to try to unlock. I don't know if I want to spend the science on the double dynamite just yet. Obviously, we can't do anything with the irrigation barrier until we have both a tapper shack and a wood workshop. I could go ahead and unlock the tapper shack now. It's 500 science, but I think it's going to benefit us a little bit more to have more beavers before we get into too much of this stuff. So that is my reasoning behind unlocking the large barracks now, which I will place here and here. That'll give us space for an additional 32 beavers before we start getting rid of some of this stuff. And I think that is going to be fine. So we'll let them take care of that. Everything is looking okay except for food, but these aren't going to die because now we have our big 3x3 irrigation thing here. So we will probably be just fine farmhouse-wise. I am going to unpause these and let these guys harvest and plant, etc., so we can continue on. Because right now we don't really have a lot of well, anything. But the canola oil is going to be something we definitely want and need to have. And we still have some bad water. That's good. We're going to pump more. We're going to make some more explosives. The unfortunate reality is that some beavers will become injured because of this. But there's not really much else we can do. Not too much else we can do right now. We're just going to do our best. These trees are growing, and we are going to expand this eventually. I just didn't want to plant an oak tree that was going to die. So that'll be a problem for next time. And I would like to finish damming off these guys, but the other stuff had very, very quickly become a priority instead. So now we have 17 extra beds. I'm going to go ahead, just for right now, and build 2 more of these. That's going to get us to almost the midpoint of how this is set up. And then I think we're going to have this come through again anyway, and we'll put some other buildings on the side here. But that's going to be nice to have all the beavers housed right here. And then get rid of this, because this is going to be more useful for production space as we put in additional wheels. But we're not quite to that part yet. So we'll go ahead and we'll start our sign off right now. Yeah, good stuff this episode. I'm glad we're able to make use of the 3x3 little irrigation areas. We'll be able to see exactly how much that helps us when this bad tide starts. But once again, very much appreciate you being here, taking the time to watch these videos. I do read every comment, so if you have any comments, questions, concerns, roasts, etc., feel free to drop those below, and I'll make sure to at least take note of what you've got to say, and if it's something we can use in the next episode, I will most certainly do so. And also want to thank our beard boosters for their support, making it possible for me to keep doing these videos. And very, very grateful for you and those folks, no matter whether you are part of that or not. But here's the beginning of our bad tide. Let's slow this down real quick and see exactly what our irrigation is looking like. And I think, yeah, this actually, it looks like it's a circle right about like so. This is about the range of what the water dump was doing before, is a 3x3 now. So I think we can be pretty satisfied with that as being our official solution, at least for up here. The spaces down here are going to be a little more difficult to work with because of their size. But yeah, this is looking nice. And we're going to be in pretty fine shape. Pay no mind to us only having 200 food. We're not in a crisis for supplying it anymore. We just have to actually get this stuff made. So that is what we're going to focus on next time, getting that built back up. But the mechanism is in place and it is working, and our beavers will be fine. So that being said, that is all the time we have for today. Make sure that you have a fun and a safe time, whatever it is that you're doing. And we will see you tomorrow for another video, most likely going to be water beavers, because that is the normal Saturday video. And hopefully we can have another live stream or 2 starting this weekend, getting back in the swing of things very briefly before I do family stuff over the holidays. But that's quite enough of my rambling. Have a fun and a safe rest of your day. Once again, I very, very much appreciate you, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.